Well, the journey with my wife through her breast cancer really called on some understanding that I'd like to share that helped me in the kinds of things I did to support her. First, what really helped me is early on I realized that, um, living in the state or looking to love and understanding was a way to help me in supporting her in her breast cancer illness. Because there are so many changes that take place in our lives, and you have to make so many adjustments to be available. I think that's one of the things that I did that was very supportive, but it was coming from the feeling of love, love in this relationship. And that feeling of love was expressed as generosity. So I became more available. I had a pretty heavy work schedule, but now with her various medical appointments and treatments and recovery and so forth, I had to make adjustments there in my life for her. And that's that feeling of love, that generosity, to be available to her. That doesn't mean along the way you don't get frustrated, you don't get tired, you don't get short tempered. But always what helped me was to adjust back to love and understanding. The other thing I would do is, there were times when my wife was just not in the mood to have a conversation, even though I thought that might be what would help her. Help her. My way was, let's talk about how you're having a bad day. That was my way. Her way was, man, I just need time to myself. So a lot of times I had to adjust my way of doing things, and that's a big one. But it's an important one to see that you don't want to take that personally. And you've got to be able to drop your way to support your spouse's way. They're the ones dealing with this illness, not you. You don't have it. So you got to give them that. Another thing was, to be available in ways I never thought I'd be available to her before, in terms of helping her out in the recovery through surgery. It took some steps to deal with kind of like, the tubes that are inserted when you have breast surgery. And I had to help with that. So you really have to give up your judgments and your own ways in order to be of help. Your spouse is always going to go through different states of mind. And when she's really fearful and insecure, scared, she's not going to be at her best with you. She may be short tempered with you. She won't listen to you well. She won't even consider sometimes what you have to say. And you just have to see it with understanding that your spouse is just in a very fearful place. And when anybody's in a fearful place, they're not at their best. Finally, through her recovery periods, she had a very successful time of it. Yet she had to be on tamoxifen for 5 years, and that affected her too. Through the 5 years. But something I did give to her is like each year at the anniversary of the illness, I gave her a little gift and a little card sharing my gratefulness that she's still in my life. So I just wanted to be of help to you as some of the things I learned in going through it. I called on my learning as a psychologist and my understanding of these spiritual principles, and I wanted to share some of that understanding with you as just a human being called on to be a caregiver to a spouse who is dealing with breast cancer. So I hope that was helpful to you. Again, thank you for watching this video. I wish you my heartfelt feelings.
Do you know that not every breast cancer patient needs chemotherapy? Now there's a way to decide if chemotherapy will benefit you based on the unique biology of your tumor. To learn more about the Oncotype DX test and how to discuss it with your doctor, click this button.